Still Saturday, June 18th. Just reflecting on the morning. So, one of the videos that I have yet to put together that's going to post in the next 3 weeks, I'm talking about how it's that part where it's New Year's around then, and that I have this dream of this person from my past, those two back-to-back dreams after having the previous dreams show me that I needed to date, and how that it triggered me where I was crying because I didn't want to date and I wasn't ready to date. And just the fact that my dreams were showing me that was triggering me. And then when I was preparing myself, right, mentally to be comfortable with the idea, so much so that even emotionally I felt more comfortable watching like romantic comedies. And the awareness that I had that, you know, I was preparing myself and then only to have these back-to-back dreams of this person from my past coming back, and having these images and glimpses of a potential future, right? And then realizing, as I was listening to some of the other videos, right, realizing that I was having a relationship with energy. That I was like, I'm like, oh my gosh, am I having a relationship with his energy or a energy, right? Because I'm seeing this. And then realizing then that the video that posted in that timeline, MJ from Soulful Revolution had made a comment that someone from your past was coming, that they were waiting until the 11th hour. I remember it was what she said. They were waiting until the 11th hour to show up, when you were ready to walk away. And then realizing that that's what happened. I was literally getting ready to date, become comfortable with the idea of dating, only to have these back-to-back dreams about him and a potential future. So, one of the people I interacted with this morning, you know, her beliefs are in alignment with mine. And so we talk about this experience, spiritual experience, freely. And you know, she makes a comment about having had a dream where someone from her past arrived and she was so happy. And then she said, and you know, it's interesting because I started listening to MJ from Soulful Revolution. And she said that someone from my past is coming. And she's thinking 3D, just kind of have like how I mentioned it to her. Or mentioned it in how I not mentioned it to her, but how I perceived that message to be when that time, right, happened. That someone in the 3D would come back. So I'm hearing her say this and I'm being brought back to that moment of realization. I'm like, oh my gosh, it already happened for her. She just didn't realize it. And so I explained to her, I said, you know, it's interesting that you share this. May I share a story? So I shared my experience and I said, I realized then that I was having a relationship with energy. And it, you know, it did come true only in a dream form. In dream form, which is exactly what happened to her. And she was so tripped out by that. And I said, it's possible that that's what that is. For those of us that are in tuned, right? For those of us that have are listening to our dreams and have access to our dreams in that way. Because, you know, I've mentioned some people have shared with me they stopped dreaming, or, you know, life is too busy for them to pay attention to their dreams. So it was just trippy for me to hear someone else say it out loud, that they had a similar experience, not knowing that it was going to be a similar experience. So I just prepared her. I said, just be prepared that that could potentially just be it. That it's just the energy of someone coming back for the purpose of you to heal it. So we were sitting with that for a little bit. And then I had to remind her too, because this particular person is going to be going to school for, MFT and marriage family therapist. And I said, we are probably on the brink of something here. I said, because this, I'm going to tell you this right now, this isn't taught in schools. This is not taught in traditional psychotherapy schools or whatever, that particular world, right? That I'm from and that she's embarking into. I said, so don't be surprised if it's not brought up. I said, but there's purpose in you and I going through this at the times that we are and did. And I said, it's because we're probably going to help a lot of other people. Because there's probably a lot of people that have experiences like this and are afraid to talk about it. But because of our personal experience with it, we will be able to open the doors for other people to have dialogue about it and explore it a little bit more, right? So I thought that was wild, just to be able to see the experience that I had unfold in another person at this time, where, my experience is now in my past, but timely in that I was able to see that in no one talks about stuff like that. The possibility of potential energy impacting us in that way, It's wild. But anyways, I just wanted to share that before I forgot. I thought that was important to share. Another observation of this world outside of me, really, and someone else experiencing it. Yeah. And then wondering, to how many more of us is that happening and we're just not aware of it? At least those of us that listen to tarot, thinking, holding too much to this 3D expression of what tarot readers share, when they clearly say that it's, and they're starting to say it. I notice more so now, this element of, I don't know if it's presenting itself in the 3D, but energetically, this is how it's presenting. Which I think is wild. Cool wild, of course. But something to keep looking into. But, all right, I need to eat something before I start the next part of the day. All right, bye. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be be vulnerable, you know, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, you know, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and you know, we'll see what else comes next for me.